I went in to have some surgery back in May, and when I went into the operating area, I had to wear a mask. And so the nurse I went in with, I had a mask when I met her too, and she walked in and said something to the nurse at the welcoming station, and when the nurse spoke, she said, "Oh, Diane, I didn't recognize you with the mask on." I said, "That's the trouble with these darn masks, is it? For instance, you wouldn't know I'm really Brad Pitt underneath this mask." So Daniel and I started the GAP committee a year and a half ago, a little over. And one of the big things that came out of that very first meeting, where we had, some of our homeless community, our perilously housed community, and just a few social service agencies at that time, was the number one thing that came out of that was we need to have a full service social services hub, because people in the position of being homeless or perilously housed frequently walk up to about 2 hours and a half, 2 hours and 40 minutes a day just to get what they need in life. Congratulations, this is a terrific first step. I've taken a look at what the program is supposed to do and will do with your participation. I'm happy to come back for your graduation, but I'm also happy to come back partway along if there's something that I can do with my education background that might be able to augment the process and who knows, maybe help you to get a little further where you need to go. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for having me. Have a great day.
And to you participants, I would like just to tell you that even vulnerable and marginalized, whoever you are priceless in the eyes of God. May the Lord bless all of you and bless this program so that at the end, all of you will be glad to see that you'll be able to improve the quality of your life and have the joy of life.
Karen came to where I was the Homeless and Active Poverty Initiative worker. And it's AJPI, I used to call myself the happy guy. She came to the neighborhood center where I was at, and we sat down and we talked about, she wanted to do a self-empowerment event, to see what her whole desire was to give facials to the ladies that lived in the mountain rights and the marginalized and the homeless, right? So we got talking. She's a nice person, so I talked to her a lot, right? And I talked about my journey and how I worked my way and how I got myself out of my stubble. And then she went and she took what we had talked about and her vision and her idea, and she built this program.
I want to thank the team. One of the exercises that you're going to come across is about building your team. I have a wonderful team, and the time that I had been building True Potential, I've always okay, God, I need some help. And he's always said, build the foundation first and then I'll bring the right people. And I have the right people. And a few weeks ago, I was saying to Daniel, I think I found the team in which I'd like to grow True Potential with. And I was gonna send out an email, and I just felt, leave it alone. I think this is where I wanna say thank you to this wonderful team that I work with, and looking forward to God taking it to where it needs to go, and with a wonderful team beside me. So thank you guys.
This graduation, which is the first group of a SLIP participants. All right. And just a little blurb, because you'll hear more about this. The objective of the SLIP, which is self-empowerment, do we have that up there? Self-empowerment and livelihood improvement project program, is to help individuals to be aware of their true potential, their worth in society. So these graduates entered optimistically back in September, from last year, September 16, and amidst the COVID situation that was happening. So it was supposed to be a 12-week program. A year. So it turned into a year. But they worked hard. They never gave up.
When I got the note from Anne and said, you guys were going to graduate, and I said at last, how many people remember an old television show by the name of Gilligan's Island? Right? Where the 3-hour tour lasted 6 years. So this is the Gilligan Island class, right, you guys? A 12-week course, and here we are, a year later?
A year later.
supporting and pushing this with the mayor and with Councillor Chapman, who sits on the Health and Community Services. He's the chair. And at first they wondered, why this was even happening. And I said, because the GAP committee believes in hubs. Because when you have that and it gets known and it works, then it draws people, and then out of that comes energy, and out of that comes support, and that's exactly why we do this. Sure, we have post-secondary institutions, but there are people who need to go from here to there, and that might be there. Actually, beyond that is employment and moving on with your life. But that's what the GAP committee has been about from the day one, right? It's taking somebody from here with no hope and feeling destitute and no support, and moving them along and getting them over those gaps in services that for most people might be like a crack in the floor. But for somebody who has no belief in themselves, who's been downtrodden in life, life has dealt them a pretty bad set of cards, and they don't know how to put the cards together and make something. For them, that crack could be a 40-foot wide chasm, and they just give up, and they stay here because they don't know how to get there. So this, for me, this hub is all about minimizing that gap.
I think just to sum up what the hub or productivity hub is all about, this is about us coming together as a community. I don't even consider it a program. No, it's about people coming together. I like what Rick said. We are a hub, we're connecting resources. We're not even like an expert or a subject matter or focus center in any particular area, but we are a hub. It's a community coming together to help one another. So I like what Karen said. You're not going to be on your own. What I'm so proud about what we are developing here is that number one, we're developing it as a group, as a team. People working together, actually working together. This is not like a service being provided by an institution. Remember, when we started, we opened the table, and that table is comprised of all of us. That is the true essence of a hub. So what does this avail? After you have been given the opportunity to be more self-aware, get to know your potential, get a little bit more confidence about what you can give to the world. Like, that's what Karen always says, what you can offer to the world stage. Now what do we do? So now the hub's aim is to hold your hand. So if during the slip you gain some clarity as to who you are, your identity, your potential, with the hub, so that is you gain clarity as to who you are. You have a purpose, you have a why. But now with the hub, we're gonna hold your hand and see you through the what.
It is often said that graduation is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the beginning of new possibilities, the beginning of new direction for your life, the beginning of a new meaning and purpose that is going to take place in your life and give you and empower you with the tools that you need to go forward. One of my favorite quotes is from the former British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, who once said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Wishing you great success in the road ahead. And the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And you've taken not just a single step, you've taken a giant leap. So congratulations, success, and I wish you the very best. Keep going forward and keep your eyes on the prize.
Strangers, we came together, unsure of what would happen, what we would find, or where we would go after we finished this course. Coffee and snacks awaited us in the church hall. Enjoying our coffee, we introduced ourselves to each other. It's been a long, very long 12 weeks. The lessons were personal and deep, and we had to do some deep thinking. Our emotions and our thinking were challenged, but challenge us they did. Today, we stand here, better equipped to face the world. New support groups, each and every one of you. New thinking and new resources to assist us as we aim and reach for our true potential.
I have no purpose. I don't want to take father. But you're right, you're right, you're right. Oh God. But it's right before me. How can you love someone like me? Broken and just, okay, you're right, world.
I want to share with you, I'm doing some studies right now outside of my pastoral responsibilities, and I'm trying to further myself as you are trying to further yourself. And it's a big commitment because I'm working in full-time ministry and I'm also doing full-time studies. But one of my advisors, I have two advisors advising me on the program. I have two advisors advising me on my program, and one of them, she has an email signature, and it's an African proverb, and she is African. She says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. Yeah. So I want to encourage you today. The beautiful thing about this program is it's not one-on-one. I'm sure there's that element, but every time you meet, you're coming together. With a program like this, with beautiful people like you, really helps me to see that God fulfills dreams.
So prior to that, 2010, I was incarcerated for a long time, for 5 years. And after coming out, I had to reintegrate back into society, and I had to put the work in to have results.
When I first started True Potential, I was already homeless. That was one of the hardest challenges in my life. It was really hard to stay hopeful and just get up every day. But the people here are the ones that made the difference.
I will never forget. You all helped me learn. You all helped me grow. And you all helped me not give up.
True Potential is about the freedom to be authentic, to walk with integrity, to be self-empowered, to go after your dreams, and setting and executing your goals on your timetable, whether they are personal or professional. True Potential is forever life-changing. Everyone should have the opportunity to take the True Potential workshop. Give us the opportunity, and with the right team, we'll exceed your expectations and ours.
Everybody here, I learned a little bit from, and I'm sure we all learned a little bit from each other. I think that's what it's all about. Wake up in the morning and keep learning. My art teacher said at graduation, class starts now.
I volunteer in the community. I volunteer at Duo. I volunteer at Backdoor Mission, First Light, and One Way Ministries. I make treats for them. And Backdoor Mission, I do all kinds. I'm a part-time peer support specialist at CMHA. This is my long-term goal. So,
it says future dream.
My future dream for 3 to 5 years. I'd like to open an apartment building for the homeless, for people who can go to sleep, then getting kicked out of the libraries, then getting kicked out of parks because they have nowhere to go.
So I want you to tell a little bit about your involvement with the project.
Well, the project is on the go. It's being reviewed by Durham Region right now, and they like it because it goes hand in hand with the antibiotic digester.
Okay.
I said it.
Yes, you did.
So the three of them together would be a great asset to Durham Region, both educational and commercial wise.
Can you tell a little bit about what it is? what the project? What
It is a 1 million square foot greenhouse. That's 23.5 acres. That's by Hobby Farm standards, that's very small. But we'll be using the steam from the incinerator to heat the greenhouse and grow crops in the winter instead of in the summer. That way we don't have to rely on expensive imports from down south. This is an incredible course. You ladies should be very, very proud of your work. I'm very pleased, very impressed. And anybody I talk to, I tell them about this.
We are all living examples of stained glass art. Each color represents a different hope, a different passion, a different wish. The molding, our determination, our dedication, assistant helpers, new church family, and the resources. People are like stained glass windows. They glow and sparkle when the sun is shining bright. But when the sun goes down, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light within. And we all have that light.
When I came, I waited patiently, and when I came, it did not fail me. It met that need that was so longing, people and groups and education and learning, so much more.
First, from the day I met Karen, she was meant to be in my life forever. True Potential has just taught me so much. And I am very thankful. I have this little saying that says, it says, okay, you see the way I look. So, why fit in when you were born to stand out? Now, before True Potential, I always tried to fit in, and it got me nowhere. I never really knew what I was capable of because I was always trying to fit in. September 16th, 2020 is when I realized that my true potential was just around the corner. And with the help from Karen and the rest of my True Potential peeps, I was on the journey to reach my true potential.
I've had an astonishing experience, life changing COVID back in March, and I discovered that I was around someone that had it, so I went to get tested. I got tested and I had it, and then 3 days later I had pains in my gut, so I went to the hospital and they took a CAT scan and an x-ray, and they discovered that I had a blocked colon, so they operated on me 2 days, and now I'm wearing a bag, and probably in January they'll put it back in, and I'm doing chemo right now just to make sure it doesn't come back. So
So that did not stop you at all. It did not stop him, and we're so...
No, when you're a child of God, you know, all things are possible, and you know, it's a blessing I got COVID-19, because I could have been dead by now, okay? I could have had so much cancer in my body, and you know, so we need to appreciate the small things in life.
True Potential has been great. It has taught me confidence in myself and to love myself and just be who I am with not caring what anyone else thinks. So I encourage anyone who can take True Potential to take True Potential. So.
When I started it, I was homeless. I had people go to bat for me and help me secure home. I've had people in this group support me through some of the worst days of my life. I didn't give up because of them.
It's been a pleasure working with this group that we just concluded. looking forward to future programs, future groups, and just the future of the program itself and the organization, where we're planning on going across Ontario, Canada, as well as worldwide. And we have a team that is just excited about getting involved with this initiative to change, to see transformed lives, one individual, one community at a time.
What an amazing workshop we've just been through. We have what's coming up at the Hub, which is going to complement the workshop to provide essential skills training for all these participants who went through the workshop to help them secure jobs, academic achievements. And so we are pumped and we're happy to see what's going to unfold in the future.